सोचो हम एक फैमिली है और हमें साथ चलना है, ठीक है ना?
Welcome to Women in Mobility, an initiative by the Mobility Outlook team. Joining us today is an individual who has been into the electronics industry for over 25 years now. They recently forayed into EV chargers and have managed to sell over 1400 EV chargers in a span of 3 months. Please allow me to welcome Mrs. Sarika Bhatia, Director, Servotech Power Systems. Mrs. Sarika, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Mukul, and thanks for giving an opportunity to discuss on this topic.
Perfect. Sarika ji, my first question is, you've been into solar, you've been into power electronics for over 25 years. What made you foray into the electric vehicle industry?
Sir, we were in power electronics from past 25 years. And in last 3 to 4 years, we saw that EV market is moving in a very fast phase in India. So we decided why we cannot manufacture our chargers for this EV vehicles. Then one day we sat together and our team decided to start making some small chargers which help to charge EV rickshaws. So we start from making e-rickshaw chargers, and after that continuously R&D on DC-AC chargers. So within a span of 4-5 years, we developed DC chargers, AC chargers, and then we send one AC chargers in ARI for testing. And we found that we are complying all parameters which required for EV chargers. In that way, we start manufacturing of these EV chargers.
Perfect. So today you're dealing with a lot of government agencies, you're dealing with private players as well. How do you think, in your view, is it difficult for a new player like you, though you've been into the industry for about 25 years, but EVs is something which is completely new for you? So do you think for a new player this industry is a little challenging, or has it been, not that challenging for you?
So for new industry, if they are not a technical industry, it may have some challenges. But as I've already told you, ki it's a charger. So charger is a technology which may use in this solar project also, telecom chargers also. So giving a shape for the EV may have some challenges, but overall it's not a challenging job.
Perfect. Understood. So, what's your outlook for the industry? Do you think the industry, the EV industry, would keep on growing the way it is growing now? What's your outlook?
Yeah, of course, of course. As our government is also supporting to manufacture for providing infrastructure support or some incentive, even to the customer also. So it will increase 100%.
Perfect. Interesting. And what are the challenges that you see from here for you and for the industry in terms of EV adoption?
Nowadays, the major challenges is infrastructure. Our infrastructure is not as much as we required for the EV adoption. Like if anybody wants to go for 200 or 300 kilometers, they are having one question in mind whether they will get a charger on the way or not. So if infrastructure is ready, then definitely India is the biggest market. They are ready to adopt new technologies, and even our government is supporting. They are giving our tax relaxation, not tax relaxation. Earlier it was 12%. Nowadays it is 5%. Relaxation on road taxes. So and some incentive also they are going for the labor, like that. Lot of policy. Every government or state government draft as per their convenience. So lot of policies is there. So if more infrastructure will come, then definitely this market will increase in next 2 to 3 years.
Perfect. So you see infrastructure as a big challenge, right?
So we are working on this only. As I've already told you that we have already supplied 1,400 chargers in last 3 to 4 months. So we are trying to help in increasing the infrastructure. So we supplied for the green corridors
Right.
to BPCL.
Perfect. Interesting. My next question is, in terms of components that go inside EV chargers, do you think that, because you said that the cost for end user is a little bit on the challenging side, right? But if components that make EV chargers are available in India locally, do you think you'll be able to bring down the cost of EV
Yeah,
chargers?
of course, sir. It may reduce the cost of EV vehicles because in this scenario we are buying lot of components from other countries. So import duty is there, cost of transportation is there, and even in India lack of resources for making a lithium battery. So if such type of support or you can say raw material availability is there in India, then definitely we will reduce the cost of EV and EV. Then it may be more easy to adopt the EV sector.
You also mentioned about policies that the
Yeah.
central government and the state government is running, right? I wanted to ask you, is it a challenge for you because every state has a different policy and then center has a different policy?
Yes.
Is this a challenge for you when you
Yes, sir,
go out?
because in this stage, even policy implementer don't know how to implement the policy. Like policy is there, but whenever we go to any department, they don't know how to implement this policy. So if single policy for EV chargers or EV vehicles is there, or like center policy is there for all the state, then it may be easy for all department also to implement that policy.
So right now, are you seeing more traction from the government agencies in terms of adopting EV chargers, or is it from private players?
Sir, in current scenario, the major share of oil marketing company and power sector is there. If government will float more tender, then the EV infrastructure will ready more easier and quicker.
Interesting. So what you're trying to tell me is that the government needs to increase the amount of tenders it's floating in the market for sourcing EV chargers. On that note, what are your views on the private sector? How can the private sector help in increasing the adoption of electric vehicles by installing more chargers?
Private player also need to understand it will become a revenue generating model for them. Like example of shopping mall. When any family came for shopping, at the same time their vehicle is getting charged. So it will be both beneficial for a charger point operator and and the family also. Like their a vehicle is getting charged and the same time charger operator is generating a revenue. So it's a simple example. Same we can replicate on hospital side, parking area side, this dhabas, hospitals, and restaurant. So
Interesting. Uh, you've told me the challenges and opportunities for the industry, right? But when it comes to women, what do you think are the challenges for women associated with the auto industry?
I think social acceptance is the biggest challenge. People are having a myth women are not fit for this role, technical roles. But we proved it wrong. Like currently, so many women is heading a electric division. Like Mahindra Electric CEO is also a lady. Former director of ARI is also a lady.
And what's the best way, according to you, that women can overcome these challenges?
I think it's all about their own fear. She should come out from their fear first and try to understand that she is fit for all roles and can play all role and responsibility in a efficient and smart manner.
Speaking of the challenges, where do you see opportunities arising for women from the auto world?
Women are already handling service, IT, administration and software role. I think in hardware and design also there is huge opportunities for women. So women has to go out and identify the opportunities.
On that note, what do you think can the government and the private industries do to include more women into the workforce?
There should be a reserve quota for women employment in this sector. Also, government should give some incentive for their technical training and skill development. Private companies should also begin with the programs to hire more women's employment in their organizations. And I'm very happy to say that our 60% workforce is women.
Your 60% workforce is women. Does that mean that you had predefined that you were going to hire more women than men?
We had taken interview for both man and woman, but we found that women are more suitable for those roles. There is no precursor for women for these roles. So we give equal opportunity to man and woman, but luckily or unluckily, women win that situation.
Super interesting. Uh, just one last question, Mrs. Bhatia. What is Sarika Bhatia's leadership style?
I don't think I am having any leadership style of working. I only want that in each department, person should have their accountability of own work. I don't think I am having a leadership style of working. I only want that in each and every department, people should have accountability of their own work. And that's the way I want to see more and more Sarika Bhatia in my organization.
Perfect. Sarika ji, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thanks,
It was a
sir.
pleasure having you here.